Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Irene and I'm a registered dietitian, and today I'm sharing 10 of my favorite high protein snack ideas. So all of these do not contain any protein powder in them, but I've got 5 recipes as well as 5 foods that you can find at pretty much any grocery store or convenience store for a little bit more of a convenient high protein snack. Protein is great for helping you stay full as well as maintaining your muscle mass and organ function, especially as you get older, and spreading out your protein intake throughout the day versus having it all at once is better for muscle growth. That's why I love having high protein snacks in addition to sprinkling protein in throughout all of my meals. But without further ado, let's get into the recipes. For our first recipe, we'll be making some salmon salad. I just have some canned pink salmon here. You can also use chicken or tuna as a substitute, but I just had some canned salmon available at home, so this is what I'm using. Chicken salad, salmon salad, tuna salad, these are all pretty high protein to begin with, but I have a secret ingredient that I like to use to make it a little bit healthier and a little bit higher protein. And you've probably guessed that my secret ingredient is my plain Greek yogurt. I like using the Chobani brand, but you can really use whatever brand you want to. I don't have like a specific recipe for this. I kind of just put in however much I want to get to the consistency that I want. Then I'm also going to add some Dijon mustard, a little bit of lemon juice. Give that a mix, and then season it with a little bit of salt and pepper. And even though I do use Greek yogurt as most of the base, I do like to add a little bit of mayo just because I feel like whenever I taste it, it feels like it's missing some fat. So I just add a little bit to add some of that fat in there because I am using the non-fat Greek yogurt. And the high protein salmon salad is complete. You can pair it with any veggies or crackers or even put it on some toast for a sandwich. Next up, we have an even simpler snack recipe, which I don't even know if I can call this a recipe, but it's more of like an idea, and that is deli meat and cheese. So for Steven, I like to use like turkey or chicken breast because it is low in fat and very high protein, and I also love mozzarella because it's one of the cheeses that are lower in saturated fat. If that is something that you're concerned about, mozzarella is a great cheese for that. Basically what I like to do is like to wrap them together almost like a little roll type thing. So I'll take 2 slices of turkey and a slice of mozzarella, and I will literally roll them together. Typically, I would put some kind of veggie in here like cucumbers because I feel like the crunch goes so well with this, but apparently there's a recall on cucumbers, so we did not get any today. No veggies, but ideally you would have like carrots, cucumbers, some kind of veggie in here to add a little bit more micronutrients and also just for a different texture. But I feel like these are super easy to prep for the week. You really don't even have to do that much prep. You could even bring the 2 individual ingredients or 3 individual ingredients on their own and then assemble them together wherever you're at school or work or whatever. You can pair them with crackers if you would like instead, but I feel like this like shape really just goes very well with doing some kind of like stick veggie. And there you have your deli meat and cheese little roll-ups. Our next recipe is our egg bites, which does require a little bit of baking, so I did preheat the oven. So for my egg bites, I like to use a combination of eggs and egg whites because egg whites can pack a lot more protein than just eggs, but I like to have a mixture of both because I feel like having just egg whites is just like pure protein and no fat, which doesn't taste quite as good, so I like to mix the 2. I do about half eggs and half egg whites, and I also add about a half a cup of milk as well. Then you can just mix everything up with a whisk or a fork. And don't forget to season this as well with some salt and pepper. As for the flavor today, I am doing some spinach and tomato. Alright, and our egg bites are done. They turned out really delicious looking, and these are good for just really any time. Sometimes I even like to eat these for breakfast too, so really versatile for any time of the day, for a snack or whatever. They're also super easy to meal prep and save for later in the week, or freeze if you want to as well. Our next recipe is an overnight oats recipe made into more of a snack size. So I'm just adding 2 tablespoons of oats, a tablespoon of chia seeds, then I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of Greek yogurt, and a half a cup of milk, a tablespoon of peanut butter for some flavor, and a teaspoon of honey for some sweetness. And just mix everything together and let it sit in the fridge for a couple of hours until it's thickened up some. You can also add whatever other flavors you want, like cocoa powder or different fruits and jams and things like that. For our last snack recipe, we've got some bean dip, which I am kind of lazy and I'm just using some refried beans for this. I love this recipe from Love and Lemons, so I am just using that recipe. You could definitely make your own refried beans, but I am too lazy to cook beans for like 5 hours, so I just bought some from the store. And then you're just gonna want to season it with some taco seasoning, which is basically just some cumin and some chili powder, and mix that all together. We're also adding a 1/4 cup of Greek yogurt. And then you'll want to top it with some shredded cheese. And you can either bake this, or I just prefer to microwave it to serve. All right, and there we have our bean dip. This is super easy to make and just a little bit of a different like snack. You can pair it with some tortilla chips, or if you want, you could also do some bean chips for some additional protein. But it's great for like movie night, or you know, a weekday where you're craving some chips and dip. Now moving on to some of my favorite high protein snacks that you can find at any grocery or convenience store. So first up, we have some beef jerky. I personally do not eat meat, but I think that this is a great option for any meat eaters out there. Steve likes beef jerky, so this is for him. And I think that it's a great snack that is high in protein and relatively low in fat. Sometimes like some of the flavored ones have a lot of extra added sugars in them that are not necessary. But if you get the original one, it's usually your best bet. Next up, we have some string cheese. I ate a lot of this as a kid and I still love this. It is relatively high in protein. There's 7 grams of protein in each stick and it is 80 calories each. So protein ratio in this is pretty high. I think that this is a great option for vegetarians, for kids, for anyone really, and it is fun to eat. Next up, we have some hard-boiled eggs. These I did hard boil myself, hence why one of them looks very sketchy. These I feel like you can find at a lot of grocery stores nowadays that are already boiled for you. So if you don't want to go through the hassle of boiling your own eggs and having to peel them afterwards, you can. But also if you just want to make a bunch of hard-boiled eggs at the beginning of the week to have throughout the week, that is also a great option as well. I love having a little bit of like salt and pepper sprinkled on it, and then I feel like it's just a really good snack, and I love eggs obviously. So next up, we have a sweet option, and that that is Greek yogurt. So I personally love the Chobani brand. Always have Chobani stocked in my house, whether it is the single serving ones or just the plain tub. These are on sale at Costco currently, so we have a bunch of these. We kind of rotate through the different varieties. There's some with the fruit on the bottom, which I love as well. And sometimes I just get the plain one and add my own honey and other flavors to it. Then our last snack is some nuts or trail mix. So I love nuts. Nuts are high in a lot of minerals as well as protein and healthy fats. The only thing that I want to note about nuts is they are pretty high calories, so definitely be careful of your serving size because it is easy to eat a lot of calories with just a small amount of nuts. They taste so good though, so definitely don't let that stop you from eating them, but just be mindful of your portion sizes because it can add up pretty quickly. So those are my top 10 high protein snack ideas. If you're looking for some other healthy meal inspo, I've got a ton in the meal inspo playlist on my channel, and I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, please be sure to give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!